Welcome to the number one Bengals podcast. I'm your host, Dadio McDuke. I'm joined as always by Dr. Hodgie, the Dr. Kismoji,
Hello.
and John Sheeran, who is clearly enjoying the great weather in Cincinnati, celebrating the Bengals.
He's in full John McClane mode. Die hard.
Yeah, his Christmas spirit. But guys, let me tell you this. We have been worried about the Bengals for a long time. But I heard Zac Taylor in his press conference. It was very encouraging. He said, we're almost there. We're going to figure it out. And he pointed out that we can't have people fumbling. Basically, he's saying my players are fumbling. There's nothing. That's not my fault. But I'm very good at my job. And really, he made a very terrible argument for him not being the problem. Even though he said this is 100% on me, but you gotta respect the con man, kind of attitude from Zac Taylor. Trying to hold on to his job.
Good used car salesman, even if not a good coach.
But
He's got that crispy smile, nice haircut.
Look, the Bengals got blown out, and they allowed 30 points to, they only scored 7 points on a defense that was giving up about 33 points a game.
The worst defense in a long time on the Dallas Cowboys.
Worst defense in a long time. And it would seem to a lot of people like, wow, what happened? What happened to the Bengals? Whereas I think us three all knew this. Yeah. We saw this coming. I think we all saw this coming, the meltdown, right?
Dadio, the Bengals are so bad that even Mike Brown wants his money back after watching that last game.
Yeah, I'm sure.
The Bengals are so bad.
Zac Taylor for a couple years.
Yeah, their projected record for next year is 0 and infinity. The Bengals are so bad that Randy Bullock is looking to get traded to take his talents elsewhere. Last one.
We're running out of material quicker than they are.
Last one. Bengals stink so bad that the CDC recommends wearing face masks while you're watching the game at home. That's how bad they are.
Yeah.
They're bad.
Well, they are bad. But here's the thing. What are they trying to do? What are we trying to accomplish at this point? Because when I looked at the Bengals and I saw the fumbles, it was almost funny. It was almost like, hey, it's my turn to fumble. Hey, who's up next? Hey, do your job, man. Fumble. You keep going. It's like they were keeping the train going. They had 3 in a row. It was amazing. And then you saw Tyler Boyd. Honestly, like Tyler Boyd, he's a very composed, very classy player. He got ejected one game, and again, he wasn't really his fault, but it was like he was right back at it. It's almost like,
he doesn't want to play.
I don't want to say he doesn't play, but it's like they're all kind of contributing to kind of getting the season over with faster. Or maybe they want to get rid of the Zac.
If it hurts as a player as much as it hurts as a fan to watch these games, and I imagine it actually hurts more, then I'd want to get ejected too. I'd want to get ejected into the stratosphere, personally. These games really suck. This team sucks. I don't know how else to put it. This is a crappy team. This is the worst Bengals team I have seen since the 90s, maybe even before that. This is a bad team. Yeah. And Zac Taylor, let me just be frank. Zac Taylor has done absolutely nothing. The only thing he did for this team was tank last year, and I don't even know if he did that on purpose. This team is not an inkling better than it was when Marvin Lewis left. And anything that's good about it, other than Joe Burrow, is what was good about it because Marvin Lewis was here. He has done nothing to improve the team. Nothing.
It's funny.
And by the way, one last thing. His weird little pick that he did. Remember, the one interesting move that he made was for Ryan Finley. Ryan Finley's bad.
Ryan Finley is amazingly bad. And I'm not just saying that because he wasn't on our show, which that should have been an indication that
he passed up on the show, and that really ruined his mojo.
Yeah, that is what happened. But it is, someone pointed out on Twitter, I can't remember what it was. It's like the offensive line blocks like they hate his guts. It's like he has bad pocket presence and all that, but it seems like the defensive line cuts through like a hot knife, through butter.
He is the belly button lint of quarterbacks.
We've gone 5 minutes and we haven't gotten John to say anything.
Well, he's a lot with his eyes.
Early 26th birthday, Ryan Finley. He's turning 26 pretty soon. He's only played in 4 games. He's already closer to 30 than he is to 20. So how about
He
that?
could be
for
the next
Alvin?
Kurt Warner. He could be next
Yeah.
Kurt Warner. Yeah. John, okay, look, here's the thing. Bengals, prime time. Either injured Brandon Allen or we're going to have Ryan Finley at quarterback. We have, I don't know what's going on at the skill positions. I don't know what's going on. It's just a mess. The team is a mess. The Steelers coming off two straight losses after 11 straight wins, and they have their flaws, but come on. I mean, they're a top 5 team. They're going to be angry, and they're always angry when they play us. John, I mean, what does that game look like? I mean, are the Steelers going to break the sack record, the single game, like what is it, 12 sacks or whatever? What is that game going to? I actually want to tune in to see the disaster because I'm curious.
I don't.
Like Tyler Boyd played quarterback in high school. I think it'd be interesting to see what he does. I mean, Brandon Allen has a bone bruise on his knee. We don't know how long that'll take to heal. I think AJ Brown, wide receiver for the Titans, he suffered a bone bruise early this season. I don't know if it was in the preseason or whatnot, but he was down for a little bit and he wasn't 100%. So Brandon Allen has an extra day to recover, but we don't know if he's going to be 100% or ready to play in this game. And even if he isn't, I wouldn't blame him if he just says to Ryan, hey, you go take those hits, because I mean, whoever's at quarterback is going to get sacked a ton. TJ Watt's going to have a field day. The whole defense is going to have a field day, even without Bud Dupree, who has a torn ACL. So, it could be the Broncos where they have just a wide receiver play quarterback and only pass the ball like 9 times. So I think the spread's 12.5. It's probably be a 120-point victory for the Steelers at that point.
I would like to see Zac out there throwing the ball and getting sacked. I would love to see that man get sacked. I hold no anger or grudges. Yeah.
No, I think it would be poetic justice. He's the only healthy quarterback left. If Ryan Finley goes down, I guess they have Kevin Hogan, who's on the practice squad, and then he's
well, John, yeah,
of
it would
Hogan's
be
family.
Well, according to Zac Taylor, he won't get sacked because we haven't been watching the tape, and the offensive line is improving every game.
Yeah.
You know what's funny, John?
No. Hold on. I think it's important to note that we all like to make fun of Zac Taylor on here, especially the guy who doesn't show his face, but he was noticeably dejected and just more frustrated than we've ever seen him after that game. No. Just let me finish, because he has been a pillar of misplaced optimism and faith through 29 games and only 4 wins. And that, I think, changed on Sunday. And we kind of saw it before the game where he not only benched Ernie Bullock and Michael Jordan, but he didn't have them dressed at all. So it was like this late overdose of accountability that was clearly misplaced. And then we saw it after each and every fumble, those guys getting benched. So we saw the desperation in him trying to get other players out there that weren't making mistakes, but mistakes kept coming. And now he's probably the most defeated that he's ever been as Bengals head coach. And I think
technically he is the most defeated because he has his record gets worse and worse every week. But John, to me, he doesn't look like a guy who's desperately trying to win because he loves football or loves the team. He's desperately trying to hold on to his job by finding scapegoats.
But he also, he forget everything else. He couldn't win with Burrow. I mean, that was the point. Yeah. The point isn't what it is now. Okay, fine. So you had this great plan, Zach, and it was to build a team around Joe Burrow. Fine. But don't forget, as awesome and amazing as Joe Burrow were, they couldn't pull it off. And that wasn't on Burrow. That was on the coaching. They were the mismanagement of the timeouts, the controversy with our greatest players, the loss of Dunlap, the loss of Dunlap.
Not just the loss of Dunlap. I mean, they treated him like he was like a cancer. I mean, the poor guy.
I know. Look at what TJ Watt did for the Steelers. And think about what Dunlap did for us. Think about what Dunlap was to the Bengals. And think about that loss. People don't see, that's the problem when it's someone other than a QB and someone other than a scoring person. They don't think about how big of the loss it is. But the loss of Dunlap is akin to the loss of Whitworth.
I don't think Dunlap or Atkins or Green ever really planned on contributing to Zach because they read the room and they saw this coaching staff does not know how. It's the exact opposite of what they're saying, building the culture. They do not know how to do that. They do not know how to maintain a locker room. And they knew that for veterans, it's the end of the line. Right?
But we wanted to get traded. I mean, that's the thing. That was the issue, right? There's some drama, there's some drama there. We don't know
You
the
know,
whole drama, but at least was talking about the drama. Remember
well,
on the
yeah.
show?
I mean, you were talking about Burrow, and I was saying, you were saying, we were all saying that, uh, you know, the offense looked good at times, and I gave zero credit to Zac Taylor. Well, I don't say zero credit. I mean, technically, he was calling football plays. Yeah, they are football plays. He's saying, the center has to
Set
snap
up.
it, and
Yeah.
yeah. But I was seeing the big plays. The big plays that I was seeing was Zac Taylor navigating the pocket, buying time, and making his stuff happen. That's what I
Making
saw.
it happen. Yeah.
Making it happen. He makes it happen. And and then I look at Jesse Bates on the other side. He's like the Joe Burrow of the defense. Like this guy's running around, making up for mistakes. You take, and they're saying the defenses look good. I give most of the credit to Jesse Bates. Can you imagine
too.
Jesse Bates on that defense? Because their secondary is really the part that's stepping up this season. And I like William Jackson too. I like the guy. But I'm just saying, it's like Jesse Bates is like a star level, and and he's making Lou Anarumo look much better. Guys, okay, we can keep talking about how bad the Bengals are, but we have a very interesting situation. One of our biggest fans, Andrew Sealer, big supporter of the show, longtime supporter of the show, is, he's meeting with Giovanni Bernard today, and he has 4 to 5 questions to ask him. And guys, be serious here. Andrew's a big
Well,
fan.
I mean, how many questions? How many mustache-focused questions can he ask? That's the question.
3, only 3, please. But yeah, so 4 to 5 questions, guys. If you think of it, we can come back to it. But Andrew is a great guy. He's going to ask him to be on our show, which I think is a great question. Will you be?
Yeah, that's question number 1.
That's question number 1 for the number 1 Bengals podcast.
So please, guys, please help Andrew out. And you too, everybody listening, please help out with the comments as well.
Yeah, put in the comments what to ask Gio. I have loved Gio's performance this year. It was a big surprise, actually.
Yeah, I like Gio. There's guys that I've always liked since they entered became a Bengal. I've always liked Gio. I've always liked Tyler Boyd. I've always liked Jesse Bates. I like the guys that are competitors and have fights to them.
Marvin
Do you know what I mean?
Jones
Because I
back
think
in the day.
Marvin Jones. I like the guys that have that can change the culture. Joe Burrow.
Grit. It's called grit.
These are the guys. Yeah, grit, and they have this kind of like they're so competitive that they can overcome the Payless shoe store kind of culture that Mike Brown has built. You know.
Big Nick Foles energy. Yeah, I agree.
It's funny, John. You were feeling bad for Zac Taylor. Someone was saying how Mike Brown was walking around.
Bad for him.
Oh, I know. You're saying he's rejected.
Yeah.
So someone was saying that Mike Brown was just walking around the stadium after the game too. Like, I wonder what he's thinking. And someone left a reply that said, he probably is looking for lost change, which I thought was I thought that was appropriate.
He's probably thinking about a very stinky cheese that he longs for.
There's no dead money that stinks worse than dead money for a head coach, and that's what he's contemplating right now, because he didn't just sign Zac Taylor to be the coach for 2 years, and that's the decision he has to make.
Wait, how long is Zac? Hold on, what? How long is Zac's signature for?
We don't even know. Probably like at least 3 years, maybe.
Oh, 4. Lord, John, you just broke my heart, young man.
I mean,
my heart just broke.
John.
Can he get fired or not? I want to know, John. Give me. I know you don't like guesses. I'm the wild guess guy, and you're not. But what does your gut say? Is Zac the coach next year?
If they lose as bad as they did for the next 3 weeks, I don't think he's the coach, and it's very possible.
John, here's the thing, John. If the city doesn't support the stadium renovations, I mean, here's the thing. Like, I know that Mike Brown is cheap, okay, but he's not as stupid. He's not, you know what I mean? He understands some basic business stuff, right? Yeah. I mean, they've cut some players in recent years because they're like, we could, we're going to have to pay him a little bit, but we're paying him less and he's not going to play. We need to get the younger guys to play, all that kind of stuff, right? They've kind of picked up on that recently, right? And when you look at the investments in letting Zac Taylor continue to be the coach, or the sunk cost, if you will, a smart businessman would be like, okay, what are they paying? Like $3-4 million a year? I don't know. What's the lowest you can pay a head coach? That's what they're paying him, probably. Yeah. And you got to think, wait a second, look at the attendance, the merchandise, look at what winning could, I don't know if winning even pays off. Apparently it doesn't, because Mike Brown otherwise would have tried to win. But, or the fact that he wants to convince the city to support the team with the stadium run, all that kind of stuff, he might be like, okay, I guess I'm going to have to tolerate that cost. No?
I'm not even sure what the question was.
What I'm saying is, yeah,
Is it?
he
Yeah.
doesn't want to fire Zach if he's paying him, but he might realize that okay, that little bit of money that I'm giving Zach, okay, yes, I'm losing that, but there's a lot more at the stake, right?
Oh,
He's
for
saying
sure.
isn't it a good business decision to fire Zach?
No,
Yeah,
100%. Like some costs you just have to live with, and I think the
that's what I was
stadium
saying.
deal runs until 2026. And it's interesting because they got that deal and they hamstrung Hamilton County to sign it after the 90s. So even if after 10 years of just absolute futility, even with a couple of sparks and Jeff Blake and whatnot, if they still did that, I don't know, like if they're gonna have any more trouble, I guess, getting another deal. But if they continue as Zach, I don't think it's just delaying the inevitable because I don't think we
Yeah.
can ever see him being the guy.
Honestly,
No,
they want to spend their money wisely. They got to get into the dark arts and into the hidden sciences. I've been saying this for a long time. Get the team shaman. I knew something was off when you remember Burrow got hurt right after they missed the extra point after the touchdown because the mojo was off. Once that extra point was off, you got to take Burrow out of the game. See, a shaman would have known that. Team doesn't have a shaman.
It's all Randy Bullock's fault. Should have known.
no, I mean,
No, the
that game
mojo
had
was off. Randy Bullock was a victim of the mojo too.
that game had a lot of foreshadowing. I mean, remember when they knocked off Burrow's helmet, like like a quarter before he got injured, and it was like on the helmet, like Darth Vader in the new Star Wars, where you see the Darth Vader helmet. That's what it reminded me of. Where it's just like so sad, like and
Episode 3.
Darth Vader is the good guy, right? I don't really know that Star Wars, but I'm saying like Joe Burrow here, you have his helmet sitting there, and is like kind of like foreshadowing of like this guy is going to get destroyed pretty soon. He was hit like 72 times, I think, in like 10 games. So I mean, yeah, we kind of saw that coming. But yeah,
it was the
guys,
sack that broke the canvas back.
Yeah, guys, so much to look forward to against the Steelers. Honestly, I really do want to tune in.
Well, what John has told me is that if we keep losing, Zach's gone. So now I know what to root for.
I mean, here's the thing: Darren Simmons is sitting right there. I mean, he's sitting right there.
I like him.
If Zach is fired, the whole staff is fired. Darren Simmons might get a head coaching job opportunity elsewhere.
He said he wants to. He said he wants to. Did you see?
He said, Zach, I'm coming for that job, man.
No. I'm serious. I'm serious. He said.
I listened. Yeah, he basically said. I'm interpreting, but yeah, he was like, I do want to be a head coach. Yeah. I'm glad they made me assistant head coach. About time. I'm glad that this, a special teams guy in the Giants got the job. So, hey, I'm a special teams, we can keep up with the times, guys. Make me head coach. And I like that. I like his go get them type of attitude. So, here's the thing, guys. This, please, I think there's a lot to look this season. I'm not just saying that because our ratings are down and I want people to be interested in Bengals games so they watch our show. There's so much to watch.
It's so obvious that you had John wear that shirt to bring our ratings up.
Yeah, well, yeah. Well, I mean, John really is one of the top 3 most attractive puppets on the show, easily. And so we have to kind of, take advantage of that. Here's the thing, guys. Please tell all your friends to subscribe to the show and leave a 5-star review.
Yes.
And that is it for John Sheeran.
And don't forget to comment with questions for the Geo.
Yes, please leave them. So we got to get it to Andrew as fast as possible. That is all we have for this show. We will see you next time. So long, sweetie. Bye.